There are just certain things that no one should be buying in 2025. This is my 25 things that I will no longer be buying in 2025. Now, before I start this episode, I want to preface by saying there are things on this list that I may still have around my house for like emergencies or things that I still use here and there. But I feel like now more than ever, it's common knowledge that a lot of our everyday products, if not all of them, are made with ingredients and things that are trying to kill us. Okay. I think we all know this. I think we've all had access to TikTok long enough. I think we've all seen that there's a lot of bad stuff out there. And I have tried to switch over as many of the toxic things in my home into like the healthier alternative. But I know there's a lot of us that still use a lot of these products. So I made a list, my top 25 things that no one should be buying in 2025. So let's get into it. Okay. First thing on this list is nonstick pans. Nonstick pans, even though that they're obviously fun and nonstick and they're like easy to cook with and you don't have to like try or think too hard, that nonstick coating is made of like certain chemicals that is super bad for you and it leaches into your food. And before they used to say, oh, well, it has to be scratched for it to like leach into your food. But now, like other studies have shown, first of all, everybody's pans are scratched. Okay. It doesn't matter how good you take care of these pans, they get scratched. Okay. So even if you're like, well, yeah, they're nonstick, but I haven't scratched them, girl, they're scratched. They're scratched, okay? And that's okay because regardless, you need to throw them out, okay? Even if they're not scratched. Now, new studies show that like even them just being heated at a certain temperature causes these chemicals to like leach into your food and a bunch of other stuff. So it's time to throw all your nonstick pans or any pans like that that aren't, the good pans, the stainless steel cast irons out. Throw them out. Number two, this one's gonna hurt. This one hurts me. This one I still am a little guilty of. Candles. Okay. Regular scented candles that you just get from the store, that you get from Bath and Body Works, like those are actually one of the most toxic things you can have at home because it gets released into the air, you're breathing it in, and it's full of bad chemicals. I'm talking about full of bad chemicals. If you look this up, you're gonna actually want to kill yourself and throw all your candles out. So don't do that. Just take my word and just burn those really nice candles on a very special occasion, okay? I still have some of my bad candles. I really only burn them maybe like once every couple months on like a really special occasion, like you're trying to have a cute little date night, whatever. And there's a lot of healthy alternatives that we'll get into in another episode, but candles are extremely toxic and it's time to get them out of the home. Number three, and this one should have honestly been number one, seed oils, okay? The canola oil, the vegetable oil, the sunflower oil, the all the oils that are inflammatory, out. Out. I don't even know why we still have those oils in 2025. These are the oils that they use at every restaurant too, by the way. So it's like even if you get rid of them in your house, just know whenever you go out and eat anywhere at any restaurant, they're using those oils. It is so extremely hard to find a restaurant that doesn't use those oils. I actually don't know any restaurants. There's like an app that does help you find restaurants in your area that are using good oils, but even then, you don't have any way of knowing if they're really using like the good quality version of the good oil. Because, for example, let's say you're using avocado oil in your regular home, and these places are like, oh, we're making this with avocado oil. It could be avocado oil that's like not pure and it's bad for you. And there's like a bunch of, you know, other things we could get into with that. We're not going to get into it, but the point is, even at restaurants where they claim that they're using good oils, just beware that they might not be using the actual good version of that good oil. And I know Steak and Shake just came out with like their, oh, we're like using beef tallow, and beef tallow actually is a really good alternative for like most oils. But what they don't tell you at freaking Steak and Shake is that those fries that they're selling in the beef tallow that are fried in beef tallow oil at their restaurant, it's true, it's fried in 100% beef tallow, but those fries are already pre-fried before they get to the, like the fast food chain, and they're pre-fried in vegetable oil. So they get to the store already pre-fried and then frozen, and they just get refried to be served to you. And then when they get refried, they are getting fried in beef tallow, but they were already fried in bad oils, okay? So the type of sneaky things that they don't tell you. And it's so annoying because it's like you feel like you could trust what companies say, you feel like you could be like, oh, okay, like they switched over to good oils. Like I was excited about that. I was like, okay, maybe like if I ever really need to eat something when I'm out and about, I can go to Steak and Shake. Like if they really switched over to like beef tallow, it's a lie. I mean, they did switch over, but they also are doing other sneaky things. So beware. Next is soda. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not even I don't feel like I need to explain to you why you shouldn't be buying soda in 2025. Okay. Next on the list is pasteurized dairy products, which is really every dairy product at the store. Your milk is pasteurized, your cheese is pasteurized, your yogurt is pasteurized. You might be like, I mean, duh, it's pasteurized. Like, if not, how else would I be drinking it, genius, or eating it? That's the problem. Because when these items get pasteurized in order to become like food safe, which that whole like milk and everything being pasteurized can actually be a whole episode of its own because it's a really crazy story as to how that came about in our food system. But when these items get pasteurized, the good bacteria, along with all the other like healthy things in the milk that help your body absorb it and process it correctly, are killed off along with like the bad bacteria. And so it just leaves your body with this basically like food item that it can't process and then it becomes toxic in your body. That's why a lot of people say, oh, I'm lactose intolerant. But really, it's probably the fact that you're consuming dairy products that have been pasteurized and it doesn't have the good bacteria that helps your body process it and ingest it correctly. And I know raw products are like a big topic, but if you try it, I'm not gonna promise, but if you try it, I'm just saying it might probably not be bad for you. Okay. I'm not a doctor. I don't want nobody suing me, but it's probably not gonna be bad for you. Okay. Try it. Next on my list is laundry products like laundry detergent, fabric softener, all those things that you have in your laundry room, like the scented beads, stuff like that. They are all so extremely toxic. It's kind of like in the same realm as like the candles. All those fragrances could be a bunch of chemicals. Like fragrance as itself just gets categorized as like one ingredient or like thing on the list, but it's actually a mask name for like a bunch of chemicals that they could use under the name fragrance. So you really don't know what they're putting in there, along with all the other horrible chemicals that are in laundry detergents and all that other stuff. So that's actually one of the ones you really, really, really need to cut out. Okay. Actually, all of these are bad. Girl, get these things out of your house. Okay. Next on my list is going to be get that deodorant out of there. This one was a tough one. This one I just switched over official. I've tried to switch over before, and deodorant is a hard one to switch over. I've tried it a couple times and went back and this and that. You know what? Maybe you could use a really bad deodorant if you really need it. Maybe like a day at Disney or running a marathon or taking a hike. But on your everyday life, you shouldn't be wearing that. It's so bad for you. Especially the what is it called? Like anti asp the no aspirant? The that one thing that they all say, like no aspirin, whatever. I'm putting it right here. I don't know the name, but it's bad for you. Okay, it stops like your body from sweating, and which is not good. It like traps the it traps stuff. It's not good. This next one, it's gonna sound funny, but you need to cut off toothpaste. Now, I'm not saying don't brush your teeth. Okay, nasty. I'm just saying your regular toothpaste. You guessed it, right? It's full of bad stuff. Eh, You would think, maybe not everything in my house is designed to kill me and to keep me sick and to send me to the hospital one day. I hate to bring you bad news, but it really is. Like all this stuff that you have is toxic. The toothpaste is horrible. Making the switch is not an easy one, okay? Because all the nice, fun, clean ones don't have that like bubbly, strong, like, you know, feeling that the bad ones have. But what can I tell you? It's you're putting it in your mouth. Okay. I think I might even put toothpaste over deodorant in the important list because you're putting it in your mouth. You're kind of like ingesting it, definitely like swallowing a little, you know? This one's gonna hurt your pockets, okay? Actually, all these hurt the pockets, but this one really hurts the pockets. Non-organic produce. I know you're gonna be like, Wendy, I'm not rich. I can't afford organic produce for everything. Listen, it's all about reprioritizing where your money goes. I'm sure you spend on other stupid stuff with that same money. Maybe you're buying clothes that you don't need, or maybe you're buying takeout and eating out when you feel like it. If you cut back on that budget, I bet you could fit in organic produce. It's not a fun one. It's so overpriced. It's so extremely overpriced that it hurts. but it's just one of those things like you're actually ingesting it and then it's in you, like the other stuff, a lot of it is topical and stuff. Girl, this is going in you. Okay. And obviously, like the problem with non organic produce is that it's sprayed with Roundup and other things that are to kill like weeds and stuff. And it has been proven to obviously be a huge hormone disruptor and cause a bunch of other problems in our system. This next one is going to hurt a lot of people out there, and especially my mom watching this. Plastic containers. Okay. Plastic containers, for obvious reasons, are horrible. Okay. The plastic industry in itself is extremely toxic. Plastic, anything, is horrible for you. And when you're reheating up food or putting hot food in a plastic container, it allows those bad chemicals into your food and then you're eating them and then you die early. So that's kind of like the end of the story. But plastic containers, they're horrible for you. And if you can't make the switch instantly, because I understand that other alternatives to the plastic containers are really expensive at times, do yourself a favor and just at least don't put anything hot into those containers. Let the food cool down before you transfer it over. Or if you are going to reheat food that isn't a plastic container, take it out of the plastic container before you heat it up. Okay? On that note, plastic cookware and utensils and stuff like that, like the spatulas, the spoons, anything plastic that you're cooking with, horrible. Again, because it's going into the heat, it's mixing up, chemicals are leaching into your food, you're then ingesting them. Yum, 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 yum. Dead. You're dead. You died. So, no more plastic utensils. I know they're cute. I know the plastic ones go with your non-stick pans and they make sure that they don't scratch them and that you don't get any of that bad stuff in there. It's lies. It's all lies. Okay. Get rid of that plastic spatula and get rid of that non-stick pan together. Both of them out the window. Coffee. Coffee. Coffee is actually and sadly one of the highest sprayed crops with pesticides. I know. I'm Cuban. Listen, let's start off there. I'm Cuban. I drink coffee like it's water. I was born into, how like people now do the natural birth and they do it like into a pool. I was probably born into a coffee pool. Okay. That's how Cuban I am. There's coffee in my veins. Okay. A vampire would invite me. He would be mad. He would be pissed. He would throw up. I have coffee in my veins. I love coffee. And when I found this out, I was like, oh my God, I'm ruined. Like, what can I have? Don't worry. There's better alternatives. But is it $1 million? Yes. Are you going to maybe go bankrupt from trying to buy everything organic? Maybe. Okay. But when you do, don't sue me. Okay. This is not financial advice. This is just me telling you what I wouldn't buy in 2025. Okay. This one should be no surprise. Okay. This one's one of the ones that I feel like even people that don't know about stuff that's bad and good for them would know this one's probably not that good, which is cleaning products. Your Windex, your Clorox. Actually, let me not bash them by name because I don't know if that's, there's better ones than those brands. There's some that are a little less toxic. I don't know if you could get sued for that. I don't think so. It's just not that good, okay? It's not that good to use that stuff. It's an endocrine disruptor. Again, obviously, it's extremely horrible chemicals. They obviously say on the labels like don't ingest. Now picture this. Picture you just cooked a really good meal for your family on a non-stick pan with real utensils, and you made organic food, and boom, 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 everybody loved it. They're like, babe, oh my God, wow, can I have some more? Right? Imagine that. And then you're like, yeah, here. You're cleaning up, you're spraying the counter with a traditional counter spray, or maybe you got a little bit of chicken juice on that counter. And you're like, oh, I need to disinfect this. Clorox. If you read the back of that, it literally says do not ingest. Like, do not ingest. Like, call for help if you ingest this. That should just tell you something. And how are you not ingesting it? Like, when you're spraying it, it's going into the air too. Like, you're breathing it in. It's going on your counter. You go the next day to cook a little something. You're like, no, I cleaned it up after I disinfected. Girl, you know damn well there's still leftover chemicals on that counter. You're cutting your fruit on there. You're eating it. You just ate some Clorox. Yum. Okay? So all that harsh cleaning products out of there, okay? There's other ways to get that squeaky clean Latina casa without freaking killing yourself. And this is actually a direct message to my mom. She's watching this and she loves Clorox, okay? Her and Clorox go together real bad. That's like her man. That's like actually, that might be her real husband. And you need to divorce that man right now, okay? I'm gonna tell you another one that you're gonna be like, is this bitch serious? I am. I am. I found this one out not too long ago. This is actually another one that caught me by surprise. And I was like, I might as well just never buy anything again. Like, there's nothing that I can buy without having to think of the healthy alternative at this point. Like, can I live? The next one is gum. I know. Gum? Yes, gum. Gum, apparently, like that chewy part, the gum, is made of plastic. When I found this out, I almost punched someone. Okay. Plastic. That's why it doesn't dissolve. They cure it under a different name and they put a different little label on it, but it's actually literally plastic. And if you think about it, think about all the gum you see on the floor. It never goes away. And that's why they be saying, oh, when you swallow gum, it takes like 7 years to get out your system. Girl, it might be really longer. It's actually plastic. And they say when you're chewing gum, you're like, okay, Wendy, I have nothing to worry about. I'm not going to swallow it. Okay. I'm not 5 years old anymore. No. The real problem, apart from all the things that they put in it to make it taste yummy, the actual gum itself, apparently, as you're chewing it, it's exploding out little microplastics into your mouth that you're swallowing. What? Microplastics from your gum? I kid you not. I was like, I cannot live. But yes, gum. Out of there, girl. Between the toothpaste and the gum, you're going to be smelling like ass. Okay? I'm kidding. Okay, there's alternatives for all this. But your gum, that regular gum from the store, out of there. Now, since we're already on the topic of microplastics, let's talk about the real microplastic in the room. Water bottles. Okay. Water bottles are so bad for you. And before we used to all think it was just like if it was left in the car and like the heat, because the heat will make the plastic leach into the water. No, it's just bad for you regardless. So if you're ever thirsty on the go, but you better stay thirsty till you get home. No more plastic water bottles. No plastic water bottles like the ones that you be buying that be like, oh, I drink about a hippopotamus amount of water today. The ones that measure it for you. No more of that. No more plastic water bottles at your 7-Eleven. No more plastic water bottles at the function. You better save that shit for an emergency, a real emergency. No more water bottles, okay? Out of there. This other one's also gonna piss you off because it's summer. And what a better treat during summer than chips. I know your chips. Your chips are shit. Okay. Read that label in the back. Them hot Cheetos, red 40. Doritos, red 40. Ranch Doritos, blue something. Actually, I don't know if the Doritos have the blue something. But you get what I'm saying. It's a bunch of additives, a bunch of vegetable oil in them, which we already talked about that. So that should already tell you enough. And a bunch of other ingredients that you can't even pronounce if you had Siri help you, okay? It's just overall extremely horrible for you. It's all a bunch of fake ingredients, chemicals, and stuff that they're putting in there, making it yummy. They have a bunch of hidden sugars. Actually, I learned this not that long ago. They'll put like sugar in items and then mask it with a bunch of salt because then your brain will become more addicted to them because there's sugar in them. And obviously, your brain becomes addicted to sugar. And so then you're eating it and it doesn't taste sweet because it's chips. Hello, it's salty, but there's hidden sugar. And that's why you're extra addicted to them. So, them chips, gotta go. I don't care if it's summer. Actually, I'm helping you with your summer body, so be thankful. Them chips gotta go. This one, I just recently made the switch over. I kid you not, a week or two ago. And this one was a tough one, okay? Because it's one of the ones I was turning a big blind eye on, okay? I was out there looking like Fetty Wap with this one, okay? I did not want to switch over at all. I was like, girl, what am I supposed to clean with? Your dish soap, okay? Your dish soap gotta go. Apparently, that dish soap is super bad for you. And because it's going on your dishes and you're not rinsing it all the way off 100% safely, it might have a little residue on there, you're eating it eventually. You're tired of me. You're probably logging off. You're like, I don't have time for this. Like, I'm not gonna switch all these things. Listen, the good thing is you don't have to make all these changes at the same time. These changes can be gradual, okay? It's taken me years to like switch all these things little by little by little, okay? This is not an overnight task unless you have a bunch of money to spare, which will then go crazy. But these are changes you got to make slowly. What I usually do sometimes is I'll wait for my product to run out and then I'll buy the replacement, the better version. That's exactly what I did with my deodorant. I waited for it to run out and then I was like, you know what? This would be a really good time to buy the healthier alternative. Maybe do it little by little, but these are just things to keep in mind because it is 2025 and there's no reason we should still be having these things in our home. I know you girls are going to hate me for this. You are. Listen, this is where I might lose some of my girls, okay? But I need you to stay, okay? I'm gonna hold your hand and I'm gonna beg you to stay. And I want you to know I'm not perfect and that I'm not gonna always follow this one either, okay? We're in this together. We're all idiots together. But nail polish and like fake nails and all that stuff, so toxic for you. I don't even need to explain that one. That one's kind of like soda. Like, girl, obviously. Obviously. But what can we do? We're literally just girls. So right now my hands are bare. Okay, there's nothing on them. I told myself on a really special occasion, like a day I really want to be cute or something, I'll paint them for that occasion and come home and take it off because I'm really trying to be my healthy thing. But overall, doing your nails and your toes, it's really bad for you, okay? And I don't want to admit this. I don't want to say this out loud because, you might see me here and there sometimes with a little nail. And I don't want you to be like, girl, didn't you say? I did say, okay? I did say. And I'm also telling you that we're not perfect, okay? We're all imperfect. So let me be. I don't want to say this one and get punched in the face. I am so thankful that this is an online podcast, but I do have to say it. I do have to say it as an honorable mention. I actually have to admit first that I haven't made the switch. So this is one that we could do together, you and I. Makeup. 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 Makeup is full of horrible, horrible shit. And we don't have to talk about it because I'm not ready to let go. Okay, I told myself when I run out of my products, I'll switch over. Girl, good thing I got hella products. Yes. So, whatever now, I'll make the switch. Maybe you could do it with me. In the meantime, girl, I still got hella products to go through. So this is for future me. No more bad makeup. Okay. But in the meantime, I'm just trying to be mindful of the earth and go through the products I already have. Okay, it's not because I don't want to. I want to. Just cleaning out my inventory first. Duh. Also, your soap. Your soap, like your bath soap, your hand soap, all your soaps, gotta go. All your soaps are full of shit, okay? All your soaps are just as bad as your lotion and all that other stuff. I promise you I smell good, okay? I promise you I don't smell horrible. I know on the list I might sound like I smell horrible, but that's not the case, okay? But the soap does have to go. Sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna have to hold your hand again for this one. Are we holding hands? Come on, hold my hand. Don't be weird. I know you're watching this. You're like, I'm not. Hold my hand. It's okay. I know we're through a screen. Hold my hand. Clothes that are made of good materials. I'm talking about spandex clothes. I'm talking about viscose. I don't know. Viscose? Viscose. I don't even know how to say it. That's how bad it is for you. Rayon. A bunch of dupe names for plastic. All the plastic clothes. Okay, all your gym clothes, all that stuff. Plastic. You're wearing it. This one, take your time with, okay? This one, sleep on it. You're probably actually sleeping on it. You're probably actually sleeping on bad sheets right now. Check your sheets. Make sure they say 100% cotton. Because they might not, okay? So sleep on it and then, do that slowly. Or try to at least buy the stuff that you wear all the time. That's a good fabric, like your undies or your bras or your everyday around the house stuff or whatever you're wearing the most. At least try to have that. That's not toxic stuff because, sorry, that's one that I literally got into a couple months ago and it's been giving me a headache ever since because I'm like, are you kidding me? My entire closet, my entire wardrobe is basically plastic. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Slowly but surely, I'm going to try to switch it around, okay? Emphasis, underline, capital, slowly. Slowly. Okay? Now, I know you're probably cooking in your house and you're like, damn, this food smells so good. But you don't want that food smell to stay because you're like, okay, I don't want to smell like, burritos when I go to work. So you have wall plugins, right? So that your house smells really good. You have Febreze sprays. You have the whole thing. I don't need to say it, do I? I think you gathered by now. Candles, anything that smells good, girl. Anything that smells good, out the window. Do you want to die early? It's your choice. You can either smell good and die or smell bad and thrive. Hey. Okay. But you get what I'm saying. This is real. This is what the experts are saying, that stuff's bad. I'm just relaying the message to you. You could turn a blind eye, okay? It's on you. I'm just telling you what they're saying. And since I'm telling you what they're saying, another one that's really bad that you're going to be really mad at me for, and I don't want to admit it on here, but I haven't made the switch either, is perfume. I'm literally wearing the yummiest perfume right now. I know, but perfume is just as bad as all the other stuff I said. The wall plugins, the candles, the laundry detergent, all of that. All the good smelling stuff, the toothpaste, the gum. It's all bad. I still haven't given up my perfume. I know that there's healthy alternatives. I have yet to try them. If I do, and when I do, I'll give you an update. You first and let me know. Okay, you first and then you write me an email. Okay? How about that? I kid you not, we can't have nothing good. But even your medicine. Oh my God. At this point you're gonna think I'm cuckoo. And I am. Okay? The medicine is bad too. I'm not the one to blame. Okay, I'm just the messenger. The medicine is toxic apparently. So you have to buy non-toxic medicine. Do with that what you will. Okay, at least it's not flu season. At least I'm not pissing you off mid-flu season. But do with that what you will. Sorry, not sorry. Now this next one's probably not one that's a surprise to many of you, but it is one that even when you think you're doing the healthy alternative or finding the solution, you probably still aren't. And it's your water. Okay, your water is obviously full of freaking chemicals. Like that's how they get it to be drinkable. I mean, you have to think they're like recycling this water. Like if you're drinking tap water, that's the same water that you're flushing with. Like that can't be, if you just put some logic to it, that can't be drinkable water. It just can't be. And they say that it is because they add all these chemicals to it. So then imagine what those chemicals are doing to you. Nothing good, nothing great. There's a lot of really good filtering systems out there that do like reverse osmosis and then also replenish the water with a lot of the lost minerals. And super expensive. Arm and a leg. Maybe you get one for your birthday. Maybe ask for one for Christmas. I know that a lot of us have like already built-in water filters in our fridge or whatever, or maybe you put it into a pitcher that has like a water filter. But if you didn't pay an arm and a leg for this, it's sad to say that's one of the ones that you kind of do have to pay a pretty penny for. If not, it's definitely not purifying your water of most of its harmful chemicals. And I know that's tough and I know it hurts, but that's just the truth. So, what can I say? Your water probably sucks. But I think that is my full list. I know I probably pissed you off. I may have lost you. I hope you made it to the end. I hope you don't hate me enough to where you logged out early because you're like, girl, you're giving me a headache and now I can't even go throughout my day without feeling bad about something. And girl, me too. I look at everything and I'm like, I need to fix that. And I'll get there. And my message to you is don't overwhelm yourself. Just do it slowly. Make changes as you go. Maybe make a little plan for the month. Like, okay, I want to switch this one thing this month. Make a little budget. Make it into a little plan. Do it slowly. Don't overwhelm yourself. But just know that all these things are extremely toxic for our bodies, for the environment. But girl, for your body. And I know sometimes it's easy to like turn a blind eye, especially when things are fun, like makeup and clothes, or convenient, like a non-stick pan and a water bottle. But all these things do come at a price, and that price is being paid with your health. And I personally have just chosen for myself that that's not a price that I'm willing to pay. I'm no longer going to pay for convenience with my well-being. I'd rather just go the hard way and just make sure that I'm being good to my body because it's really important. And, there's no better feeling than knowing that you're taking care of yourself and honoring yourself. And that's what I'm choosing to do. So I'll leave you girls with that. I hope that you don't hate me and that you maybe are inspired to make a couple changes where you can in your lifestyle to try and to reduce some of the toxins that they're putting in our environment. And it's not all of our fault, but we do have the option to seek better knowledge, to choose better, and to do what we can. So that's what today's episode is about. And part 2 to this episode is going to be me giving you a list of my 25 alternatives to this bad 25. Okay, this is my bad 25, and soon there will be a good 25. So I love you, girls. I'll see you all next Wednesday. Bye.